Welcome back to the Anthropometrics 101 series, where we break down how your body does things differently based on how it is shaped, and then discussing what it needs to basically lift to your greatest potential, to be able to generate the maximum amount of force and strength to allow you to move better and maximize on the things that the gifts that you were born with, and then to mitigate maybe the things that might hold you back just a little bit in these specific movements. So this week we are going to talk about torso length and leg length related to the deadlift and how that affects your pulling, and how to make yourself a better puller with either format, but using the things that are specific to you and making you better. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to determine whether you have a short or long torso in the objective sense. So you're gonna go ahead and grab a tape measure first and foremost, and first you're gonna measure your torso length. You're gonna sit on a chair, sit up nice and tall, and you're gonna measure from the chair seat straight up to the top of your shoulder, right near your collarbone. So right about here. Now, to measure your leg length, you're gonna stand up and measure from the floor to the top of your greater trochanter, and that's the bony part on the side of your hip. So if you like push on your hip and you find that bony part that juts out a little bit, that is your greater trochanter, right below your iliac crest. So if you slide your hand down your torso and you find that sloping bone that sticks out a little bit, right below that is your greater trochanter. It kind of goes into that hip, that pelvis bone. So you're going to divide, so you're going to take those two numbers, right? We have your torso length and we have your leg length. You're going to divide your torso length by your leg length. If your ratio is less than 0.85, you have a short torso relative to your legs, and you are in the leveraged deadlifter category, meaning that you are built to pull things off the floor. If your ratio is greater than 0.95, you have a long torso. That means that you are built for squatting, but not so much pulling things from the floor. And if you're in between, you're pretty balanced, and you can write that number down. And that is the number that you use as we reference this throughout the program. So you decide whether you're a short torso or a long torsoed athlete, and then listen to the video and decide what applies to you more. And then you can see what program would be best for you when you look at the programs that we put in the Biomechanics Solutions monthly program. So if your ratio is under 0.85, you just discovered your superpower. With a short torso and long legs, your hips start high in the deadlift. This means the bar has a shockingly short distance to travel because we're not having to move our hips as far forward. And the lever length of your torso is very, very, very short. So you don't need extensive torque extension strength, right? So less range of motion means less work. It's very simple physics, but this advantage also dictates the exact type of strength you need to maximize it. And if you're over 0.95, don't click away. Understanding why the deadlift is harder for you is the first step to conquering it. So if you love this kind of data-driven breakdown, you'll love our Biomechanics Solutions monthly program. We give members access to all programs that I have ever made, including the Anthropometrics 101 series, where I have 8-week-long programs that are designed for different body types. And so the short femur length squat program is different than the long femur length squat program. They have the same goal, though, of helping you lift as much as possible. So in that program, you also get access to a group where you'll be able to message me or any of my other practitioners, and we'll message you back and let you know answers, questions, whatever, clarifying. But you also have programs, all of the programs that I've ever built. So there are quite a few of them in there that you can access. So for you leveraged athletes, your deadlift is a pure hip hinge, and this is for the people that have a short torso. Your number one job is to build an unstoppable posterior chain. So your superpower is your glute and your hamstring dominance, particularly in this lift, but kind of in your life in general. They are your main engines, the hidden demand off the floor speed. If the bar is slow, it's a direct signal your glutes and hamstrings need more focused work. I know that one of my problems is a very slow off the floor movement, even though I can deadlift quite a bit of weight. So that is something that I work on. So how to train this on your own. Your main lift is going to be that you can, or your main advantage is that you can deadlift more frequently to most people because it's a lot less taxing. Stick to the conventional style of deadlift and focus on speed repetitions with about 70 to 80% of your max. Your key accessory lifts they're going to be ones that hammer your posterior chain, your hip hinge. The two best movements you can do are Romanian deadlifts for hamstring and glute strength, and kettlebell swings for building that explosive power off the floor. Aim for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 RDLs and 5 sets of 10 to 15 powerful kettlebell swings on your accessory days. But think about making these heavy. You want to be able to move a significant amount of weight. As a short torsoed athlete, you could already move a ton of weight off the floor. So you're trying to create enough adaptable stress so that you will improve through this program. In the program, we have all of that written for you. So for your long torsoed athletes, it is a grind. You have a long range of motion and a brutal lockout. Your battle is won with quad strength off the floor and monstrous glute and upper back power to finish. And that is because your legs bend more at the bottom for you to get closer to the ground. The main thing that you can do to get better at deadlift is to consider a sumo deadlift or a semi-sumo stance. So even if you're doing a conventional deadlift, a way to shorten your lever length is to make that stance wider so that distance to the floor isn't as jarring and isn't as demanding. So this shortens your levers. It can be a game changer, but if you do have to conventional deadlift, try seeing what you can do with your foot placement. Another thing is to include paused deadlifts and to focus on areas of the lift that seem sticky or especially difficult. So starting from positions, so you don't have the moment to move through it, starting in positions or pausing in positions that are very difficult. Those with long torsos generally have a tough time around knee height. So right below the knee, right above the knee in finishing a deadlift. So your key accessory lifts for this are rack pulls, block pulls at those sticky heights and training just below the knee. And don't forget quads, rows and leg presses, and strengthening your thoracic extension. So making sure that you can hold that position. So pronated back extension holds on the GHD machine, loading that, holding that position, doing things like Jefferson curls, where you are rounding your torso all the way down and then bringing it all the way up. All of those things will help strengthen that long lever that you have going on with your torso. And then strengthening your quads are going to help with that initial pull off the floor. And then pause lifts in areas of your lift that you find you often fail to lift or that are especially grindy or sticky to get through. So now, how do you structure this? Generic programs will not cut it. You need a plan built for your levers. The simplest way to apply this is to look at your current program and swap out one accessory lift for one I mentioned that targets your specific weakness. If you're a long torso, replace leg extension with heavy barbell rows or glute ham holds or pause deadlifts. If you're a short torso athlete, add RDLs where you might normally do leg curls. This small change will yield huge results. Of course, if you want a complete plan that removes the guesswork, we've created specific programs built for these different body types. The leverage deadlift protocol is the short torso crew, and the long torso deadlift solution is a long torso deadlift program. They are both 8-week programs, and they are designed that you can do them over and over again and be able to see results each time. Your leverage ratio is a blueprint. Whether you implement the DIY tips we talked about or you follow one of our structured programs, training based on your anatomy is the fastest way to progress. And for those of you who want this level of personalized planning delivered consistently, not just for deadlifts, but for bench press, overhead work, and mobility, our Biomechanics Solutions monthly community is for you. We give you the tools to turn your unique body into your greatest asset. So what is your ratio? Comment below. Tell me what is the hardest part of deadlifting for you. What is your deadlift max? What would you like your deadlift max to be? What have you found that helps you the most in increasing what you can deadlift? I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear what works the best for you. I'd love to hear what things you have at home, where you train. I just would love to learn all about you guys. So go ahead and comment with anything you've got. Next time, we're going to move to your upper body. The bench press and how your arms span is the deciding factor. You will not want to miss it. It's going to be very, very helpful, and we'll have programs to go with that as well. So if this objective approach helped you, pay it forward by liking and subscribing and commenting and sharing and telling everyone that you know about this, and see if we can help them too. So now go measure yourself, add in the things that we talked about in this program, and go pull something heavy off the floor. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video for Anthropometrics 101. Bye, guys.